Hey my people, how you doing? I hope you're having a damn good day. We're here with the Pep Guardiola tactics. Of course, we made his face. Go check that video out if you would like. No pressure, no, not forcing at all. We did make his face though for FIFA career mode, so if you are looking to do a Man City career mode, or even a Barcelona career mode, check out those, well, that face anyway. We've done a whole lot of faces, so it's been cool. It's been cool. Anyway, we're here with the Pep Guardiola Manchester City tactics. At least the way I see these tactics. I hope you enjoyed. If you do, please hit that like button down below. Of course, the Twitch streams are happening. The link is in the description if you'd like to check that out. Yeah, it's a vibe. It is a vibe. But anyways, we've got the Manchester City team right here. Just going through the team, we've got Sterling, Phil Foden as the false nine, of course. This is how that system works. Raheem Mahrez as the right wing. Kevin De Bruyne as captain, of course. But in the midfield with Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Cancelo? Yes, it is João Cancelo. What am I trying to say? Laporte, Ruben Diaz, of course. And he said Paul Walker, Kyle Walker, and Edison. Of course, it's got a very decent bench here. Jack Grealish, Jesus, Gundogan, Fernandinho, who is leaving Man City at the end of the season. Zach Steffen, who's not a very good goalkeeper from that Liverpool game. John Stones, and of course, Zinchenko. Now, to get this formation to look like this, you want to push up the wing backs until they look like wing backs. So the fullbacks become wing backs, and that is how you get the best out of the system, because of course the wing backs play very high up the field, and they have a lot of possession as well. So yeah, a lot of the defensive pressure is put on these three dudes right here: Rodri, Laporte, and Diaz. So yeah, essentially your wing backs, you want them playing in line with Silva and De Bruyne, and then you have Foden like in that mix as well, with Sterling and Mahrez being the highest points in the team. Anyway, so moving on to these tactics, we've got pressure on heavy touch. Of course, Pep Guardiola, that's how he loves to play. Quick pressure, all that stuff, gegenpress, all that, like lose the ball, win the ball back. There ain't no way we're not having the ball for the entire game. As for width, we've got 770. The likes of Sterling, Mahrez, João Cancelo, and Kyle Walker, they're going to be wide. They're going to be doing their thing. And to be honest, because Laporte and Diaz as well as Rodri are so tall, you don't really need those other extra bodies in the box. So if a cross does come in, they're more than capable of dealing with it, handling it, and just getting it out of the box. So it works out quite well. As for depth, you've got the set very high on a 90. The recovery pace of Laporte and Diaz, very quick, very fast. Of course, not even mentioning the likes of Kyle Walker, João Cancelo, or even Rodri. So there will be a lot of offside traps that are played. You might get caught out once or twice, but the way Man City play, they sit in your half for more or less the whole 90, and that is how we have gotten that set look and feel in this game. As for the offensive play, slow build-up and possession. Like I say, Man City, they keep the ball, they give it back to you for like 2.3 seconds, and they foul you or they win it back immediately, and they've got the ball again for the next 10. So yeah, the likes of, you want the likes of De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva getting on the ball a lot in the midfield, playing 1-2s with the likes of Sterling, Mahrez, and Foden. Of course, Foden does drop into the midfield from time to time because he's that false 9 character. So yeah, it works out quite well, and of course it's very Pep Guardiola-esque. As for width, attacking wise, a lot going down the flanks. João Cancelo and Paul Walker again, my bad, Kyle Walker, I've got that stuck in my brain now, I'm going to be saying that unintentionally a lot, but Kyle Walker and João Cancelo, they're going to be on the ball a lot. We've seen some magnificent assists just this season alone, mainly from Cancelo, but just being able to get on the ball and just spray passes left, right, and centre. You would swear he's a midfielder the way he plays, but he's just a wing back. So yeah, we've had that set on wide. It does also help keep the team get the players into space. So the whole thing with Pep Guardiola is it's one-touch football, tiki-taka-esque. So you'll pass a ball and then you'd immediately be looking for another pass. And having them spread out nicely like that does allow you to find easier passes and allow players to run into more space, then keeping them very compact and everything. So that's 770. Players in the box, we want a lot of players in the box. You want your fullbacks essentially scoring goals, or firing balls back into the box or firing a cross-face of goal for an easy tap-in, because we know City love them easy tap-ins. De Bruyne, Silva, Foden, they're going to be in the box. Opposing winger will be in the box. So yeah. As for corners and free kicks, you've got to sit on 3. It's basically becoming a standard thing these days. But anyway, it's a 3. You don't want to overcommit or undercommit, so it's good enough. Now, time for the instructions. Of course, you've got probably the best super keeper in world football, and that is Edison. Come for crosses as well as super keeper. I don't really need to say much there. We can all see super keeper vibes. As for the defenders, we've got them both as step-up defenders. Always looking for a good tackle. So it may leave you exposed from time to time, but we all know that Diaz and Laporte are magnificent, and the recovery pace of all of them, plus the fullbacks, are probably the saving grace of us being allowed to do something like this. So yeah. And as for the fullbacks, slight differential between the two. João Cancelo, he's got join the attack, but he also has this on mixed, because you want him to make inverted runs from time to time, so he can get on the ball, get on the right foot of his, maybe fire off a few shots, but most importantly, get some good looking crosses off. He's very good at doing that. And then as for Paul Walker, I'm joking, Kyle Walker, we actually have him on overlap. Sorry, I forgot to set that. But join the attack and overlap. That is what you want from the man right there, making the runs around Mahrez, firing a cross-face of goal, hopefully getting an assist here and there. So yeah, that's pretty much for the full-backs. For Rodri, we've got him on cut passing lanes. That's more or less it, because... Oh, and cover center, of course. If we had him on stay back when attacking, he wouldn't get as high up. And I was also thinking maybe have him drop between defenders, but the reality is he doesn't do that nearly as much as what Busquets would do it at Barcelona. So have him on balanced. The occasional game he'll drop between the defenders and so on. But you do want him getting on the ball a bit more when you have it, finding some good passes. And I mean, I've watched City lately, and there are some passes that he pulls off where City go on and score goals. A goal that stems to mind is the Burnley goal, one of the Burnley goals. I think De Bruyne scored it. Rodri fires the ball over to Sterling into De Bruyne back of the nets. So you do want Rodri getting forward. That's what I'm trying to say. As for Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne, you want both of them on stay on edge of the box and drift wide. You know why? Like De Bruyne to cross it, Silva to cross it, and recycling, rotating possession. It is a must. It is a must. De Bruyne's on free roam. Don't have to ask you how or why, but you should know this by now. KDB is probably one of the best players and is probably the best player in the Premier League at the moment. But yeah, so he's on free roam. You can allow him to have a bit more freedom than the rest, to interchange places with Mahrez, to drop deep if needed, to get forward if needed. So yeah, Kevin De Bruyne's on free roam, but most importantly, stay on the edge of the box. We've seen some absolute screamers from Kevin De Bruyne alone this season. We've seen some stunning displays from Bernardo Silva on the ball, dribbling around players that he has no right to, and he does it anyway, because why? He doesn't give a damn. Moving on to our wingers though, we've got them on stay wide and come short. And in your head you're like, that is very counterproductive, but at the same time, stay wide, so you want them on the touchline, drilling defenders, coming in, and it works out quite well. It does work out quite well, so you're going to manually force them to come in. And how many times have you seen a Sterling making a run and he stays a bit too wide, and then Bernardo Silva makes the inverted run along the wing, and it's a quick pass, in, out, and a potential goal. So yeah, for both sets of wingers, you have them on stay wide, but come short. So they're always going to be looking for ball into feeds. They're not going to be looking to knock a ball over the top. I mean, 9 times out of 10, it's ball into feeds, quick passing, and like I said, Pep Guardiola system, tiki-taka, pass here, pass there, look for spaces, look for runs, quick movements. So, oh, and aggressive interceptions. Yes, I forgot about that. But aggressive interceptions, you want them pressing from the front, from the get-go. Sterling, Mahrez, Foden, they're going to be there pressing the shite out of your opposition. So there is that. As for Foden, we've got him on drift wide, false 9, aggressive interceptions, and that is that. So he is going to be involved in build-up play, but he's not going to be the focal point in the offense. He's not going to be asking for the ball to be crossed into him. More or less, the ball's going to be crossed into the likes of a Rodri or a De Bruyne or a Silva or a Sterling or Morris, depending on which way you're crossing from. But yeah, there is no real focal point going forward, and that's also why City have struggled so much this season. I mean, there are games where they look damn near unstoppable, but then there are those games where the defense is compact, tight, you can't squeeze your little passes through, and that's when City really struggle. I mean, we saw that against Palace. So they do need a striker, but for now, this is how you would get them looking like the Manchester City team. And of course, there is the Mahrez stuff right there. So yeah, peeps, that is the Pep Guardiola Manchester City set of tactics from this season anyway. I mean, we always know Pep changes a few things. I remember that one season where it was Sane on the left, Sterling on the right, and he played left-footed players on the left and right-footed players on the right for the crossing. And then he changed it the next season and had Sterling play more on the left, and he scored more goals, and you know. But for this season, these are the set of tactics. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the sub button, of course, if you're new, and I hope you guys have a damn great day.